Good morning, Wakefield. It seems like it's been a long time since we last met in this forum, but it's only been 2 short weeks. But certainly a lot has happened. A lot of things have opened up across the state, particularly with more vaccines and more people being eligible for vaccines. And before we get into all that, I do want to introduce the chair of the town council, Ann Santos, who would like to say a few words to, excuse me, to start us off. Ann, please proceed.
Thanks so much, Steve. And I have to scoot off right after. So Steve was gracious enough to let me kick this off. I just want to thank, as always, thank our team, Ruth, Steve, Superintendent Lyons, Tom Walsh, the DPW for being so consistently outstanding during the COVID crisis. And they continue to be so as things change. I also wanted to bring up that yesterday we were visited by Senator Ed Markey, who came to talk about the PPP program, which clearly is tied to COVID and coronavirus. And it was so lovely to hear that we have restaurants in town that could not have survived without that. And so to see our restaurants hopefully thriving in the near future, and if folks, could remember them when they're thinking of getting a bite to eat, if we're feeling a little more comfortable, if folks are vaccinated, you still wear your masks, but I think it's a great sign. And maybe this weather is a little, we usually don't have weather like this in the spring, so it is lovely. So I just want to thank everybody, thank Wakefield again for, still following the rules and guidance to get us out of this more quickly. So I will send this over to Ruth, I assume, or back to Steve. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Ann, and thank you for the support, your support and the support of the town council. It's really meant a lot, and it has allowed all of us to do our jobs under very difficult circumstances. But without that support, it wouldn't be that way. So thank you. Without further ado, I'm going to jump right into Ruth. We maintain in the yellow, and which is, I guess, good. And the trend seems to be a little bit better last few days, which I'm very grateful for. And again, I think it's because although there's fatigue, people maybe are getting it and trying it and wearing their mask and practicing what they can. So Ruth, take it away.
Thank you, Steve. For those of you who are watching the data on the state website, which I highly recommend people to do because there's a lot of good information, although not always the easiest to find. I just wanted to explain that there has been a change as of yesterday on how the data is located on the state website. So all the information is now been moved to the interactive map section. So all the information that was there is still located, but just in a different location. So you go to the interactive part of the website and look up Wakefield, and then there'll be a large spreadsheet with lots and lots of information on it. So if you're looking for it and you can't find it, that's because it moved. So, but Jenn continues to do a great job to put a lot of that local information on our website. But I know some people like to look at other communities where friends and relatives live or compare Wakefield to other communities. So I wanted to make sure you all knew where that was. So our case numbers are, I hate to say this and jinx ourselves, but our case numbers the last 3 weeks have been coming down, which is good. You know me, I'm Debbie Downer, so I'm cautiously optimistic, I believe the phrase is. It's so important that we do not let our guard down. The cases are consistent with the past. Our clusters are usually in a household where the adult, especially younger adults who haven't been vaccinated yet, are positive, and then the rest of the household becomes positive, and that's pretty typical. Last week we had 51 new cases, which was down from 71 the week before. So that's good, and we want to keep seeing that trend. Vaccinations, as you all know, we're not doing local clinics anymore. We have completed first doses for the Housing Authority, and we'll be going back to do second doses. We did 15 homebound residents yesterday, and we're scheduling another 10, waiting for our volunteer coordinator to confirm the volunteers. So if you or anybody you know has not contacted us who are homebound, which means they cannot leave the house. If you can leave the house for any reason, that's not considered homebound. But homebound and their caretaker or caretakers, we are available. We're using the Johnson & Johnson, so it's one and done, which is great for everybody. And we're going to continue that program through the end of April. After April, starting May 1st, we will switch to the state program for homebound. And that's simply because, as you all know by now, the vaccine comes in multi-dose vials. Once you open it, you need to use it. And we need a certain amount of volume, to be able to maintain doing these. And we're hoping by May 1st, we've really reached pretty much all of our homebound vaccination people. And at that point, we just don't have the volume. But there is the state program we'll refer people to, and they're going around the state doing homebound also. So I think we're in pretty good shape with vaccine, and the vast majority of our elderly have received first and second shots, so that's worked out really well. And we're really pleased to be able to do the homebound.
Great. Ruth, what is concerning to me as I look at the numbers statewide is and it really jumps off the page, how the 20 to 29-year-olds is making up well more than, it seems like almost half, more than half of our positive cases. So
Yep.
I think that group, which I've left many, many decades ago, unfortunately, but they need to be more vigilant. And I hope that if any of them are watching, that they do get the message, because that is pretty startling when you see those numbers statewide.
Well, it's part of being in your 20s, and we know, and we keep telling people that, brains are not fully developed until they're 25. So it's part of how they're wired. I was in my 20s also many, many years ago. But yeah, that is 20s and 30s is tough because they haven't been vaccinated, and by virtue of their age, they like to think that they're, nothing's going to happen to them. And we fervently hope they don't.
I think it's just a message. I tell my kids, I've got, all of them are in that age group, 20 to 40, and just tell them to be careful. So please impart that. Thank you, Ruth. Tom Walsh.
Yes, hello, good morning. Yeah, I was just going through the numbers that you guys were talking about. The 20 to 29 is tough, but actually from 10 to 60, those 50 years, that's where the majority of the cases are. And so people just have to be a little more vigilant on how they're going about it. We wouldn't have this many positive cases if people were adhering to all of the protocols. So if they just stick to it just a little while longer, once we get more people vaccinated, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. But, everybody needs to work just a little bit harder on that end of it.
And Tom, can I just add on to that about testing to remind people? I think we're very focused on vaccinations, which is good, but I'd also like to remind people that the testing is still there and available. And, there's really no way to differentiate between feeling crummy because you just feel crummy and feeling crummy because you have COVID or mild symptoms. There's no way of knowing. They look exactly the same. Please get tested.
And I think the importance of that is if you get it early, Ruth, it can be treated early and the hospitalizations will be less, which is what a big part of this is. So
that's my infomercial for today.
Thank you. Very good.
Sorry, Tom.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Anything else?
No, just that the town's in pretty good shape, the public buildings and stuff. And unless you're gonna say it, we're expanding our hours at town hall as well, starting Monday. So that's all I have.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And town hall will be open to the public from 8 to 2. We're open otherwise for the day, and it's not an appointment necessary. You can come in, and it's better to call to make sure the person you're gonna want to see is there, but all departments are open, and come down and take care of your business, okay? Thank you. Doug, good week, right? Back
Every
in the
week.
classroom, every week's a good week, right?
Every week in school is a good week.
That's right.
So this week is a particularly exceptional week because it is our first full week back with elementary students in K through 4. The students have been amazing. Faculty and staff have gone way above and beyond to make it all work. We also welcomed back our high school students for full days this past Monday as well. So our high school will be returning, and both cohorts will be merging on May 3rd, and our middle school will be back on April 26th. So we're looking forward to all of those dates. And but this past week is a milestone for us. It's big. We've been looking forward to this since the beginning of the year. So we're grateful to be back and really pleased, and really want to thank parents and everybody, excuse me, for their ongoing support. Much appreciated. Just a quick update on data this week. We have 11 positive cases, new cases since we reported last Friday. And so we have 10 students and 1 adult for positive cases. The 10 students are really located in 2 schools. It's high school and middle school make up 9 of the positive student cases. And we have 1 student case at Walton. And, interesting to note, there was some question about students returning, and with the social distancing changing from 6 feet to 3 feet, we had a positive case in first grade. We successfully did contact tracing, which resulted in about 5 students and 1 adult needing to quarantine. But just a really terrific response from the school nurse there and the principal, and we're kind of moving forward and looking forward to next week. But that's an update from the schools. And again, we just can't thank everybody enough for the ongoing support.
So Doug, if we look at those numbers a little bit, that's 11 cases out of 3,000 students roughly. Is that?
3,500 students, yes.
Okay, so that's even, so percentage-wise, excellent. No,
Yeah,
you've done a great job with the schools, really excellent.
Thank you, Steve. This is, and Ruth made note of this, our numbers are coming down. Slowly but surely, our positive cases are coming down. And we're getting better and better at kind of managing students in quarantine, getting better at managing our positive cases as well. So we're getting there.
Yeah, that's great. No, I know that many parents are very happy that their kids, and the kids are happy too, that
Yep.
they're able to interact a little bit more. So thank you, and please stay safe over there. Jen, anything to add?
The only thing I just wanted to let everybody know was you're probably getting excited seeing the tables and chairs outside. The weather is beautiful. We're engaging with the public schools visual arts department and hopefully bring some beauty and color to the concrete barriers.
Yeah.
So over the next few weeks to a month, hopefully you'll see some of those brought to life a little bit and some beauty in the downtown.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and that is wonderful. We got a wonderful art department that I know they've had trouble showing their all of their wonderful work through all of this, and this is kind of a real way that they can help everybody out and show their great talent. So it is a nice weekend. I hope people do go out and take advantage of it, because it is 70 degrees this weekend. It'll be nice to be outside and enjoy everyone's camaraderie. So. That's it. Great job, Wakefield. Remember, wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your distance, please. Continue on with that. Let's make this trend come down even more next few weeks and the next week and take it from there. Any questions, please contact our group. We're here to help. So anything to add, anybody? No? Everyone have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.